your tarot reader. I hope you are well. I hope your family is well, and I hope that glowing spirit of yours is well. I know it's like, Hattis Daughter, are you going to upload videos? Family, I have been trying to upload videos for about 2 weeks, and the energy has just been so all over the place. I just didn't feel comfortable uploading what I had. It just didn't feel connected. The energy now is getting more stabilized. I feel more joy. I feel more compassion. I feel more hope. So thank you so much for waiting for me. I will be uploading the winners. And I don't like to say winners because it's not like it was a competition. I will be uploading the ones that I chose for the complimentary readings on my Instagram first. It is, what's my handle? Hattis Hierophant. So difficult. It's going to be on Instagram at Hattis Hierophant. So check there first to see if you were chosen. And not every sign participated, so I still chose 12 people. So there's that. What else? I'll make a separate video announcing the winner, so that might come later on in April, but April 1st you will see it on Instagram. Otherwise, stay tuned. Chariot. And boy, do I love that energy. And with this being the center of your reading, it being a major arcana, we can expect this energy for a while. And that's exactly what it is. It's energy. It's about pushing forward. It's about success, right? Some of us are actually going to be moving for sure, right? Some of us are going to be moving. I actually see some of us in an actual car, moving what we have that we can pack in the car and actually moving and going someplace else. And what I also see about this Chariot card and what's so important, and the reason why this is your overall energy, it's one of achievement because of. What do I mean by that? Because you have learned to understand those knockdowns to get up, those times where we didn't win, and opposed to those times we did win. You know how to accept when maybe things aren't going right now, but they will go right later. You don't dwell, right? And if you are dwelling, this is energy of you don't have to. We need to push on. We need to move on. We need to push forward. Let's see what is in your moon energy. And your moon energy is where spirit is working in your favor because they love us so much, and or where you are resonating. So let's check it out. The first card that I have in your moon energy is the Queen of Swords, the Two of Wands, along with the Page of Wands. And right away, I can see that there's a truth that's been told to us, and I feel like it's been kind of blunt. Like whatever information that has come to you, whether you are getting it spiritually, or whether it had something to do with your job, your relationship, whatever the case, this came to you like as a matter of factly, and it almost came to you like, I don't have any feelings about this. I don't care if I'm hurting your feelings. It is what it is. That's how I feel about this energy. But Aries, know this. It was meant to happen to push you forward. You see, because you have the Two of Wands already. We already have fire energy in Aries. This is how come I know this is for you, right? This little shove, this little push, you weren't even, so this is the thing. The reason why you were pushed and the reason why you were kind of shoved is because you already weren't living in your authenticity. You weren't even living your true self. You weren't even frippin' happy. Just say it. Just admit it, right? Because now that you were kind of forced, or to the point to where someone hurt your feelings enough to where you're like, you know what, at this point, the way you talk to me and the way you handled that, it would be silly for me to stay here. It'd be silly for me to continue to do this. It was almost like you were put in a position to where everybody was looking at you, Aries, like, now what? What you gonna do? So for dignity's sake, you're like, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm out. And what I like about it, Aries, they expected something different from you. They almost expected you to blow up when they came to you and said A, B, and C, or when the situation came and it was very to the point and immediate, right? They were expecting you to lose your cool. But you kind of stood up with grace, right? And that's what this Chariot does, right? He's a knight, for goodness sake. Just him walking in a room, people stand at attention because they understand his legacy of work. And now this is where we are. You see, twos are typically about making a decision. And in this case, I don't feel like it's making a decision. This is more of you being able to see what makes you happy, where you can be yourself and people don't question who you are, what you like, what you say, and what you do. You see, because that's how come you're holding that World card. You're not showing it to anyone else. That's one that you are focused on for you. You see, because you're used to being in comfort here, right? This is your building. This is your castle. And you knew where all the bathrooms were. You knew where to get the paper, right? I felt like you knew this building. You knew this place. And it's time for you to move out of what you know and to go out and seek what you don't necessarily know, but you know on this journey, because that's what it is. That's how come you have this wand, right? That's why you have this wand that this page has. And he's all about movement. And he's encouraging you to move towards your true self, your true love, your true passion. I just keep hearing authentic, my authentic self. Honey, Aries, I don't know what kind of situation you were in, but I feel like you couldn't be yourself. And I felt like if you were in a position to where you could be yourself, they would have been amazed. That's what I'm saying. Now, let's go immediately to your sun energy. And your sun energy is where you show up. It's your ego. It's how I see you, and it's how you see yourself. And immediately I have the Six of Cups. I don't know why, but Six of Cups always come up often. And I feel like for my Aries, I feel like you're really all about nostalgia. You kind of have that childlike energy. So I think that's how come it pops up a lot for you. And then Queen of Wands, more fire energy. And the Queen of Wands, she is that devil wears Prada kind of energy for me, where she is charismatic. She steps into a room and, I don't know if you've seen any of my other videos, but I just picture a Queen of Wands of like, the one that's in the middle of summer with the fur around her neck, and she's smoking a cigarette, but not really, like, darling, this is just for looks. I don't need to ruin this vessel. Right? That's the energy I get from her. And let's also pay attention to like that cat. And then we see that single sunflower in her hand. If you are not thinking that there's more after this, right? This Queen of Wands is here to tell you something different, because that sunflower is one of prosperity and wealth. How could I not see that? How could I not see that? You have the Ace of Wands in your sun energy, right? Remember when I said here, you have that one wand that you're using to push forward, to get to your authentic self, to get to your path, your journey, something specifically for you? It's because this is that passionate energy that is pushing you forward. So not only does it mean a new opportunity, right? It also means this pivot. I feel like this pivot to where now you can see it a bit clearer, because wherever you were before, You were so smothered. It's almost like you had blindfold. Nope, you didn't even have blindfolds on. You know those things, right? The Chariot, that's what I'm getting. So you know how you have those blindfolds on horses so they just go a certain direction, because if you move those, there's no telling which way they would go, right? That's where you've been, Aries. You've been here. And because now we have this, it's like your blindfolds, right? That's been hiding your peripheral vision on so many levels, not just physical. Now that those are removed, it's almost like, wow, all of this was here this whole time? Yes, it was. So what I see in your immediate present is I have the Four of Pentacles along with the Star card, and that's what is beside your Chariot, because the Chariot card is your center. So with that Four of Pentacles, right, absolutely, let's make sure that, let's just watch our money a little bit. Let's not get crazy with it. And I feel like you're being a little tight with it, and I feel like you're worrying about it. Understandably so. So you know what you need to do with that. So just stay with that energy, because it's bringing you stability. Like, this is how you are going to be able to move forward here and move forward here and move forward here, is if we have a hold on what brings us security. Security. I can talk. I can. Because Four of Pentacles is not only about money, right? Where else do we have to feel secure? We have to feel secure in how we make money. We have to feel secure in where we live. We have to be secure with our family. And you need that. And with that Star card, right? You see that star, that's the North Star. This is also some Aquarian energy, and it's also another major arcana. So I feel like that it's like wish upon a star, right? And the reason that star is there, that's the North Star. And the North Star is your light home, right? Home to you. This is such a transformative time for you. I feel like you've been getting the short end of the stick. Almost like people just couldn't handle your energy. They couldn't handle what you stand for. They couldn't handle your beliefs. Follow that pull, follow that North Star. It is directing you. As soon as you start feeling it, Aries, go in that direction. You're being led. So let's do some expansion, darling. Let's expand on this moon energy. See what this Queen of Swords has to say. Because, you know, like out of the corner of my eye, I keep looking at her. I feel like that she has more to say, right? I feel like she's been trying to talk me the whole reading. I'm coming, girl. Interesting. We knew that. All right. So the Queen of Swords, and that noise that you keep hearing is my table's a little unstable, so I apologize if that's distracting. So I expanded on that Queen of Swords, and we have the Six of Wands along with the Hanged Man, right? And the Six of Wands, okay, so whomever this one, I feel like it was a person, or I feel like it was an entity. And what I mean by entity, like nothing demonic or anything like that. What I mean by entity, I mean like whether it's a company or a group of people, or anytime I get swords like that, especially Queen of Swords, it feels very authoritative, right? So whether it's an attorney or an accountant, like, you know, people who can affect your everyday life. And that's what Six of Wands also represent, right? This person, this entity disrupted your everyday life. And you kind of feel like, what the frick do I do now? What's my next step? You almost feel like you're in limbo of what this next move is. And with this Page of Wands, I have the Tower card along with the Hierophant, right? Remember how I was saying, you know, it's an entity, it's a group, and that's what the Hierophant represents. It represents big company, big business, corporation. And with that Tower card, obviously a lot of us are affected by being able to work, right? And that's what this Tower card has done. But the interesting thing about the Tower card, so I'm originally from Las Vegas, and I might be dating myself, but once upon a time there was a hotel there called the Dunes Hotel. And the Dunes Hotel is no longer there because it was imploded. And it was this big thing. We all stood around, and all the locals, right, came to see it because the Dunes was like the beginning. You never thought it would come down, ever. It was Las Vegas, right? So to see this transition, it was monumental. So as we're watching this implosion of the Dunes, it was so bittersweet because during that time of the building coming down, we can only imagine what would go up, because they don't do things small in Vegas. They don't do small things in spirit for you, Aries. So perhaps this thing came down, but the foundation is still there. It may be a little jagged, but it is still strong. They didn't have to dig up the whole area to put another hotel there. They were able to add to that foundation and build a bigger, better, more monumental hotel. You understand what I'm saying, Aries? This transition that is happening for you, no matter how it came down, no matter how it imploded, no matter how surprising it was to you, it was for a new building, a new start for you. And I expanded on that 2 of Swords, and I have the 5 of Cups. Now, Aries, we might be getting in our feelings a little bit, right? Saying, why me? Why now? Why this? Right? It's one of those things like I was just getting on track. I'm getting the energy of still count the blessings that you have because you have them. Don't focus on those 3 cups that are spilled. They're just knocked over. It's just a setback, right? It's just a setback. You still have 5 sparkly cups that you get to fill, Aries. That's what this opportunity has given you. It has given you the opportunity to decide what you want, how you want it. So you don't need to be disappointed. Yes, 5s are about transition, and transitions are uncomfortable for everyone. But honey, this is a small one. So I expanded on that 5 of Cups because I really want to see where that energy was going. And I have the 6 of Pentacles, and I have the Justice card. Honey, don't you worry, right? So these injustices that you've been feeling, and I obviously see it, right? I see that they didn't appreciate who you were and what you were capable of, right? So you can feel justified that you're fine just the way you are. Your energy is fine just the way you are. Your thought process. See, and this Justice card is not only one of things being seen more your way or moral injustice showing itself. See those scales that energy holds? The scales were so uneven for you because you weren't accepted. That's the injustice. That was the injustice. You weren't accepted. And you notice how this energy also has scales, right? And this kind of represents generosity. It represents, that's exactly it. Aries, the scales are going to start tipping more to, you're going to start running into your people. You're going to start running into people who appreciate who you are. They appreciate your energy. They appreciate this childlike energy that you have. They appreciate you wanting to push and move forward. This is very much an Aries energy. Let's do it now. Let's do it yesterday. Let's see how this translates in your sun energy. I want to expand on this Six of Cups. So did this happen at work? With a business? So I expanded on that Six of Cups, and I have the King of Cups along with the Three of Pentacles. So I almost feel like that this collaborative energy that you were in, atmosphere that you were in, you liked it. It's not like you didn't, right? You didn't love it, but you enjoyed it. And you almost, I feel like you enjoyed the boss or the supervisor. So that there was someone there that you liked a lot. I want to expand on that a little bit more. I want to see what, yeah, you like their direction. You like that they were probably like you had the same ideals. So whatever that is, if you were a family-oriented person, you felt like you felt like they kind of mirrored your same ideals. And you liked their direction. You liked their frame of thinking. You felt like it was similar to yours, or kind of like, oh, I would do that too. So, but let's get into our authentic self. We have the Knight of Wands, right? This is just kind of doubling down on Aries, move forward. You weren't supposed to be there anyway. Let's get on and get, right? We don't have to be disappointed that it is no longer, because yes, maybe you invested some time, perhaps you even invested some money, perhaps you even invested some of your creativity. I see that. But now is the time for you to create your own legacy. Because I have the King of Pentacles with the Three of Wands. This is time for you to create your own legacy. And this is all about action. Aries, you are showing up all over your reading. I want to expand on that. I mean, I knew this was coming, right? So I expanded on that Seven of Pentacles, and I got the Death card. So we don't have to worry about being disappointed. You know what? Don't think about all the time you've put in or all the time you've wasted. And that's exactly how I feel. Let that be ding dong dead. That was part of your journey, right? It contributed to something that you needed anyway, right? Whether they didn't accept you or not, there's something from this experience that benefited you, whether it was financially, whether it was for shelter, or for you to get kind of a notch on your belt for a certain experience. You needed it. So let's not dwell about it, about how it's no more, or how it's not exactly in the form of how it used to be, or how you think it should be. Let's not dwell on it, because it's ding dong dead. And the most wonderful things come out of closure, right? And that's what that is. That's what that represents. A definite done. And what you know about definite done, and to me, that's how we get to justice. Now I know where I stand. I know with that scale, I understand what's making it teeter, right? I know what's making it level, because now I know the truth. That's what this energy brings you, is truth. And typically it brings truth to you personally. I'd rather know, wouldn't you, Aries? I expanded on that Four of Pentacles. We have the Sun card and we have the World card, right? So all of this, and it's showing up in your immediate present. So all of this was we're beginning a new cycle, like this cycle of whatever you've been going through, right? And I feel like this has been a cycle of you just kind of getting by, right? That's what I feel like. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I feel like that if it was work, it was paying your bills, but it wasn't feeding your creativity. You're in a relationship to where you weren't lonely. You had a companion, but the relationship didn't passionately speak to your heart, right? Whatever you had that is now gone and over, that cycle is finished, and we're about to start a new cycle. Because this is you being authentically you. We've been talking about this since the beginning. That's what you're working towards. When you can get on that horse and gallop away naked and transparent, and you can feel good about yourself and don't care about what anybody else thinks about what you do, what you say, and how you do it. Because when you up here, you don't even hear what they're saying. As a matter of fact, you think they're waving at you, and you're like, oh, hey, joke's on them, right? And then with our star card, this is so beautiful. Why did that show up? The High Priestess, right next to the star card. That's such beautiful energy. Like spirit is, you're gonna start seeing how spirit is working for you in your immediate present. That's what that means. You're actually gonna start seeing it. It's almost like you won't believe your eyes. You're gonna be like, what? Are you seeing what's happening? I've been praying about this. I've been manifesting this. I've been ringing my bells and doing my bowl, and I've been bonging it. And like, it's almost like people aren't going to believe you. Who cares about those people who don't believe you? This is for you, Aries, and you deserve it. And then you have the Two of Cups. So we are intuitively moving towards a partnership, whether it's a relationship or a business opportunity, but it's going to be a partnership of one that is like-minded. You see, because their body language mimics each other, right? Their cups are even. It's almost like cheers to us. I'm so happy for you, because there's nothing worse than not feeling valued. And that's what was happening. You weren't feeling valued. You were feeling like you weren't living to your highest potential. What? The Wheel of Fortune on top of the Chariot? I just got the frickin' chills. Ace of Swords, Four of Swords. Okay, so your time of rest is gonna be just a little bit. So enjoy while you can. Okay, do your hot tub soaks, do your bath bombs, okay? Do your hot long showers, your exfoliation, right? Whatever you do that relaxes you. Watch a few movies, back to back to back. I feel zen because we are gonna have fortune come our way. Like, we just talked about this new cycle. Come on, please, you don't have to be clairvoyant to see that. What, Aries? Oh, I hope I know it, Aries. So, I mean, can I borrow a few dollars? And then we have the Ace of Swords. So with the Ace of Swords being there with the Wheel of Fortune and the Chariot card, right? It's going to be like this instant good fortune and good luck. And I just want to be clear, it's not always financial. It's just one of, this page is turning. And this page, like every word resonates with you. It feels familiar only because you heard it for other people, but now it's for you. And it's going to be so crystal clear, so it won't be mumbled up. So like I was saying, as you were living this life of, okay, this will do, you know what, I'm going to pretend like I'm happy because it's satisfying. Yes. Honey, water will satisfy me, but give me a glass of wine. That's a treat. You are running into a treat. I love it. So I'm doing this new thing. I got these cute little angel cards from a girlfriend of mine, and I would take them to work and I would pull 2 or 3 and have my energy resonate there for the day. So I want to pull 3 angel cards for you. And whenever you're feeling like your energy isn't going in this direction, right? Let's resonate with these 3 energies and let's see what we have. We have resilience. I don't know if that's coming up right on your end, but it says resilience. And we have light and the whole, like, I feel like this was the title of your reading, creativity. You are, oh, I just got the chills, man. You are, this is the thing, number 1, Aries, you are one of the most resilient zodiacs, right? There's a few, but you have the resilience of no matter how many times you're knocked down, when you bounce back up, you bounce back up with energy, injured and all, right? Not only does anyone notice that you're injured, but if someone comes and tries to help you because they see you limping or they see you bleeding, you're like, back up, I'm good, we're still pushing on. So resilience is your spirit animal, for lack of a better, phrase. And then this light, right? Let's focus on that for the month. Whenever you feel like you're in a dark space, you think of that light clearing your energy, resonate there so you can get to your creativity. You will not be able to get to that creativity, Aries, unless you focus on that light that has been shining for you this entire time. It was just blinding everybody else. All right, my dear, that's all I have for you. I hope this video goes up in time for you to put in for the complimentary reading. You all were so fantastic to me when I decided to do this. I wanted to gift a reading to one of you. So I'm going to announce it April 1st. If this goes up after, I deeply apologize. If not, it's not too late. Just subscribe and make any comment below. I love when you all comment. It keeps me encouraged, and I love chit-chatting with you all. That's all I have. Be blessed, and thank you so much. I absolutely adore you.